Hello, everyone. Nadeem here with PCSN. So the last video, the chat with Mac that I did, it was about antivirus, and it seems like it hit some nerves. So here's the thing: antivirus manufacturers out there, companies that just make antivirus, what incentive do they have to report viruses on your computer? The more viruses they can report, the better it is, right? It looks like it's doing its job because they're reporting all these viruses on your computer and it's offering to clean them. You think you got what you paid for. Roll back a few years when PCs just were starting out, 8086. That's the 8086 chipset. Oh, back in 1990, 89, 90, somewhere in there. Anyway, there was a company called TNT Virus. It was I think one of the first antivirus manufacturers based out of Israel. If you tweaked that antivirus, if you mess with the file with the executable, it would start generating a virus. And I don't remember accurately if it was the stoned virus or if it was Michelangelo. I think it was the stoned virus. It would basically say your PC is now stoned, and it was a screen, and it would just, you can't do anything. So back from that time, you have to kind of wonder if the viruses are really from third parties, or is there some kind of something going on between the antivirus manufacturers, especially if an antivirus manufacturer can come up with an antivirus or a vaccine before the virus is actually out on the market. I mean, how do they know? Either they're very good or there's something going on there. So the thing is, if the antivirus is made by the developer of the OS, they have all the incentive in the world to make sure the OS is secure, because if it's not, that's their bread and butter. They have no incentive to either create a virus or report borderline entities as a virus, or all that other stuff. Now, part of the problem with antivirus is, that's just one issue. The other issue is every antivirus manufacturer out there, they're trying to outdo the other antivirus manufacturers. So they keep on adding stuff on top of their antivirus. So originally what could have been just an antivirus, now it's a firewall, it's your email checker, it's your spam control. I mean, it's all kinds of things. And there is limited compute power on a PC. So all these different components are taking up compute power. It's not going to happen out of thin air. So if you think about it that way, the more complex and additional stuff your antivirus is doing, the more CPU cycles it's taking, the slower your machine is getting. Would you have a CPU that's dedicated just to do what you tell it to do, or that's like half the job is spent, half the time is spent scanning for viruses, right? So of course, the antivirus manufacturers are not happy that I did that video last time and I recommended that, and I just recommended what I do. I don't use any third-party antivirus. Microsoft Windows Defender. If it's a user that does online research, and that's in quotes, then worst case scenario, use Microsoft Defender with ATP for that additional level of protection. Always have an enterprise-grade anti-malware. Now, this has to be purely anti-malware, no other junk on top of it, just anti-malware, because the antiviruses, we've seen over time that they don't do a very good job catching malware. They're great at catching viruses because they can detect that payload, but not malware. So you need a separate anti-malware. So just wanted to clarify things a little bit. I know I made some people angry, specifically some antivirus developers out there, but it is what it is. There's no way that I'm going to install an antivirus. Somebody will have to really convince me real hard to use an antivirus for whatever reason. The bottom line is, at the end of the day, it's going to take up resources from a finite set of resources that's available on your machine: CPU, memory, disk activity, all of that. And I'd rather use all those resources for my work as opposed to just a process running in the background checking for viruses. So that's it, folks. Be safe out there. And until next time, have a great day.